Unsolved mysteries that defy logic. Will science finally crack these chilling cases? Imagine vanishing without a trace. Picture a ship found perfectly intact but crewless. Envision a sound so terrifying it drives diplomats to madness. These aren't plot lines from a horror movie. They're real unsolved enigmas that have baffled experts for decades. But with cutting-edge technology and relentless curiosity, some of history's darkest puzzles could finally be solved within the next 10 years. Buckle up. This journey into the unknown will leave you questioning everything you think you know. Humanity's obsession with the unknown is as old as time itself. From frozen corpses in Siberia to ghost ships adrift in the Atlantic, these mysteries haunt our collective imagination, blurring the line between reality and nightmare. This video delves into the most chilling unsolved cases of all time. Stories so bizarre they've spawned countless theories, from Cold War conspiracies to extraterrestrial intervention. You'll discover gruesome tragedies with clues that defy logic, modern riddles involving weapons, spies, and living statues, and how science is closing in on answers, and why you might witness history unravel. Let's begin. The setup. On January 28, 1959, 9 experienced hikers led by Igor Dyatlov embarked on a ski expedition in Russia's Ural Mountains. Their goal to reach Mount Otorten, a peak whose name translates to "don't go there" in the local Mansi language. On February 1st, they set up camp on the slopes of Kholat-Syakhl, known as Dead Mountain. By morning, they were gone. The discovery. On February 26th, rescuers found their tent ripped open from the inside with footprints leading to a nearby forest. The bodies. 2 victims, shoeless and in underwear, lay under a cedar tree with signs of hypothermia. 3 more were found between the tree and the tent, crushed by an overwhelming force. The remaining 4, discovered months later, had horrific injuries, fractured skulls, missing eyes, and a torn-out tongue. One victim's clothing was radioactive. The theory's infrasound frenzy, a 2020 documentary, proposed that wind interacting with the mountain's topography generated infrasound between 7 and 16 hertz, inducing panic. Studies show these frequencies can cause nausea, vertigo, and hallucinations. Avalanche. A 2021 study suggested a delayed slab avalanche. Critics argued the slope's angle 15 to 20 degrees was too shallow for a deadly slide. No snow was found in the victim's lungs. Military testing declassified files reveal Soviet missile tests in the area. Could a secret weapon explain the radiation? Why it could be solved? Advanced LiDAR mapping and AI-driven avalanche simulations are reconstructing the night's events. In 2023, Russian investigators reopened the case, citing new evidence. In December 2016, CIA officers in Havana began reporting bizarre symptoms: nausea, vertigo, and a high-pitched beam of sound. By 2018, over 40 US and Canadian diplomats were affected. Similar cases emerged in China and Germany. In 2021, the US National Academy of Sciences concluded that pulsed radiofrequency energy could explain the injuries. UC Berkeley scientists identified the noise as mating calls of the Indies' short-tailed cricket, but how could insects cause brain trauma? A 2018 MIT study proposed that overlapping eavesdropping devices created harmful interference. Ultrasound ranging from 20 to 100 kilohertz can penetrate skulls, inducing the microwave auditory effect. The US accused Russia's GRU of deploying energy weapons, escalating tensions. In 2023, victims filed a class-action lawsuit against the US government for failing to protect personnel. The CIA's new Havana task force uses hyperspectral sensors to detect energy anomalies. A breakthrough is imminent. On December 4, 1872, the crew spotted the adrift off the Azores. The ship was seaworthy, with 6 months of food and 1,700 barrels of industrial alcohol intact. The lifeboat, navigation tools, and crew of 7 had vanished. Ethanol vapor from the cargo can ignite at 13 degrees Celsius. A 2016 study recreated the blast, no flames, but a shock wave loud enough to panic the crew. A sudden whirlwind could have terrified the crew into abandoning ship. No signs of violence. The ship's log's final entry, dated November 25th, read, "All well." In 2022, marine biologists studied barnacles on the hull to trace the ship's drift pattern. Results suggest the crew abandoned ship near Santa Maria Island. A 2023 team is analyzing stains on the ship's deck for traces of blood or foreign DNA. Three-dimensional sonar scans of the Azores seafloor may locate the lifeboat by 2030. On November 24, 1971, a man calling himself Dan Cooper hijacked Northwest Airlines Flight 305, demanded $200,000, worth $1.3 million today, and parachuted into the night over Washington state. Only a few ransom bills were ever found. Jumping at 10,000 feet in a business suit, Cooper faced -7 degrees Celsius temperatures. Hypothermia would set in within 30 minutes, with a 90% mortality rate. Of the 10,000 $20 bills, only 3 were ever found, in 1980, buried along the Columbia River. Robert Rackstraw, a Vietnam pilot with explosives training, died in 2019. DNA inconclusive. Richard McCoy, a copycat hijacker who escaped prison, was killed in 1974. In 2023, geneticists extracted mitochondrial DNA from the parachute strap found in 2017. Results pending. From 1917 to 1928, 500,000 people worldwide were stricken with encephalitis lethargica. Victims entered a frozen state, conscious but immobile, earning the nickname living statues. Post-mortem studies revealed brain inflammation akin to Parkinson's. A 2018 Lancet paper linked it to a mutated streptococcus strain known as Pandas syndrome. Long COVID research revived interest. A 2022 study found similar inflammation in patients with persistent neurological symptoms. In 2012, a 12-year-old Chinese girl was hospitalized for 5 weeks with identical symptoms. In 2020, a 45-year-old Italian man awoke from a 10-year sleep after L-DOPA treatment. AI is analyzing 100,000 historical medical records for patterns. A vaccine targeting streptococcus mutations is in phase 2 trials. Discovered in 1912, this 240-page medieval manuscript is written in an unknown script with illustrations of unidentifiable plants and celestial charts. Carbon dated to 1404 to 1438, its origins and purpose remain unknown. In 2018, Canadian researchers fed the text into an algorithm. The result? Gibberish. Some linguists argue it's a Renaissance-era scam, yet carbon dating confirms its age. In 2021, a Spanish historian linked the script to Ladino, or Judeo-Spanish. Translations reference poppy and hemlock, potentially medicinal herbs, and in 2023, quantum computing projects aim to crack its linguistic patterns by 2030. Machine learning models trained on over 500 dead languages are narrowing the possibilities. In 1957, Joanna, 11, and Jacqueline Pollock, 6, died in a car crash. A year later, their mother gave birth to twins, Jillian and Jennifer, who eerily recalled their sisters' lives. The twins identified toys owned by the deceased sisters. They screamed at idling cars, shouting, "That car is coming to get us!" Dr. Ian Stevenson, a University of Virginia psychiatrist, documented 2,500 reincarnation cases. He argued the twins' memories faded by age 5. Aligning with his reincarnation amnesia theory. Epigeneticists suggest trauma can alter DNA, passing memories across generations. CRISPR gene editing studies on mice are testing whether memories can be inherited. Results by 2025 could rewrite biology. On June 30th, 1908, a fireball flattened 770 square miles of Siberian forest. The blast, estimated at 10 to 15 megatons, or 1,000 times Hiroshima, left no crater. A 2019 study proposed a 200-meter comet fragment vaporized 6 miles above Earth. In 1973, a paper suggested a primordial black hole passed through Earth, but neutrino detectors debunked this. Conspiracy theorists claim Nikola Tesla tested a wireless energy weapon. but no evidence exists. In 2023, LiDAR scans revealed tree patterns consistent with a 3 to 5 megaton airburst. NASA found extraterrestrial particles in peat samples, supporting the comet theory. The ESA's Comet Interceptor mission in 2029 will study pristine comets, shedding light on their composition. These mysteries are more than macabre curiosities. They're reminders of humanity's limits and our relentless drive to push beyond them. With breakthroughs in AI, genomics, and space exploration, solutions are closer than ever. Subscribe to The Madness Explained for deep dives into these enigmas as they unfold. What's next? Underwater drones are scouring the Indian Ocean's seabed. A 2024 sonar sweep could locate the wreck of MH370. DNA sequencing of Native American tribes may confirm ancestral ties to the lost settlers of the Roanoke colony. The answers are coming, and when they do, you'll be the first to know. Stay curious, stay skeptical, and above all, stay tuned.